Hey everybody, welcome to the shop. We're outside today doing a little chainsaw carving. Valentine's Day is right around the corner. So I've got a great gift idea. If you know how to wield a chainsaw, I'm going to walk you through the steps on how to make a cool heart and a log here. Maybe for your significant other or possibly to sell. I don't know. Whatever works for you. Listen, I need you to do something for me first though. I need you to go down, hit subscribe, give this video a thumbs up. Show me you appreciate the work that I do when you're tuning in and watching these videos. You good? You ready? All right, let's get started. So, piece of pine, green, as you can see, all the way through. Yes, all the way through. I haven't seen any of these done yet. Doesn't mean they're not. Somebody hasn't or they aren't doing them. I just haven't seen them. This was something I was thinking of, and I was like, man, these would be really cool. Everybody's doing the bears holding the heart, you know. Oh yeah, I love you. Let's just carve the heart in a log, right? Okay, so here's the deal. I've got this log sitting here, chunk. See it? Okay. I kind of like to cut the angles on each side. Makes it look like it's set back in just a little bit further. And, well, we're going to put this thing in my jaw horse. I'm going to break out the 193 and, well, the MS 193 and the steel MS 170 with the dime tip bar. Those are the two saws I'll be using, and carve this thing out. I'm going to do my best to bring the video in so you guys can kind of see what's going on. If you're new to chainsaw carving, be careful of kickback, wear your safety gear, don't kill yourself. It wasn't my fault. Don't kill yourself. Hands, legs, feet, arms, your neck, they're all really important parts. So don't cut them. Seriously, don't do it. Okay, let's fire up the saws. Let's start cutting. All right, guys. So normally I wear an RZ mask to not be sucking in all the fumes and sawdust, but because I'm going to be stopping the saw and just talking and starting right back up, I don't want to keep putting this mask on and off today. But if you have one, wear it. If you don't, get one. They work great. They help filter some of those chainsaw fumes. I know it helps me breathe easier at the end of the day. Maybe it'll help you. So, first thing first, get this thing clamped down. You don't want it going anywhere. Second, get something to write with. I assume if you've come this far, you've got a little bit of artistic ability. You're gonna need it. Get down here nice and close. Rough out a heart. Doesn't have to be perfect. I mean, you're gonna hone this thing in with your chainsaw. I can never make hearts look that great when I draw them. I mean, they usually kind of look like garbage, you know, so. Now, if you're smarter than me, you might have like a crayon to do this, which I do, just not right now. I don't know where it is. Pencil works fine. You know, just keep going over your lines. I mean, like, my heart has like 20 lines to outline it. And I only do this on one side. You're not going to be able to match this drawing over here. So you're going to start on this side and work your way through the log. So our first few cuts will be at the top of the heart, not on the line. Keep it away because you're going to hone it down in. And you're going to go all the way through, and you're going to kind of do like a triangular cut at the top of your heart, up here at the top of the log, to get this out so you can see through it. Once I get those cuts made, I'll bring the camera in so you guys can see a little bit better. All right, can you guys see through there? Check this out. First triangle cut. My heart's here. Don't worry, looks like garbage. We're gonna trim that crap out. Now we got 2 more triangles to cut. Those are the sides here of your heart. That's what I'm gonna be doing next. This is where having a saw that's not like huge really comes into play. You know, maybe an MS-170, a 180, the 193, 200. You don't want a huge bar because, well, this is a small log. If you're doing it in a big log, big bar would probably be okay. So I'm gonna cut out these next 2 triangles. Just gonna get them done, and then we'll go from there. This is where it gets tricky. We've made 2 big cuts here, but the saw is too wide to get in there. All right, my 170 is probably just gonna bog out. I'm gonna be fighting it. The 193's got a little more power to get in there, but I'm gonna start plunge cutting and start taking little pieces out until we're all the way through. And we got this whole area just cleaned out through and through. Then we're gonna work in doing the exact same thing over here on the other side. Also make sure you check the back side. Yeah, make sure you keep checking the back, as you know, don't look to the back side until the bar is all the way through the log, then let off the trigger and look. You want to make sure you're not cutting into your sawhorse and jacking your chain up. And you want to make sure your cuts are going through straight, so you'll be checking those as well. But don't try to look unless the bar is all the way through the log. Go to the back side, clean it up a little bit. Time to start the other side. Yeah, it's gonna be too wide. Alright guys, we got everything, well, we got our 3 holes punched through there. Just kind of roughing out this heart shape. Alright, so you see it sort of starting to look like a heart. Getting through without busting out your sides and trying to get your rough shape and all that is kind of the hard part. Well, so is shaping and kind of everything else. This is, let's see, fix this camera here a little. Whoop. Of course I touch it, now it don't work. Boom. Now what it's gonna be is shaping. Now we gotta shape. We gotta bring the saw in at an angle and start angling in this way around the upper edges of the heart. We're gonna do that on the front and the back. I'm gonna start cutting in. Let me show you. Here's the one that's done. Okay, there's just a little bit of wood in there holding each corner, but it's, you know, kind of coming in at an angle, cutting in just a little bit. And then you'll round these edges into that cut. Start rounding your heart over, rounding all your edges in. I mean, it's not perfect, but you know, it's cut with a chainsaw. Yeah, so just start making those cuts little by little. You know, you're kind of using the tip of your bar, so be careful. You're gonna potentially get kickback and things like that. If you are not comfortable using your saw at these angles, then stop. This is not for you. This is you're not ready for this, so don't do it yet. But if you are, you know, and you know what to do, and you know, just go for it. All right, so I'm gonna fire up the saw. We're gonna start rounding these edges in and start making this thing look like a real heart. All right, you see that angle when you're down here like this? If you're not paying attention, you're gonna whack your vise. So just keep an eye on it. I didn't do it, but I was real close. It made me think I should let you guys know. Just keep an eye on that. So basically we're just working this shape back. I don't want to go too far back because we got to do the same thing on the back side and bring it in. I'm going to do a little more rounding here, then we're going to spin this around and do this kind of shaping on the back side. Getting there. Still got quite a bit of meat to remove here on the bottom. But that's alright, we're going to spin it around, start shaping this side. both sides nice and clean so far. Well, now it's time to just start, you know, we gotta bring this in more, start rounding these in. So there's just a little bit of wood touching each side. And we gotta keep honing this in more too. Really gotta get this, maybe not to an exact point, but gotta get more of that heart shape out of it. So just keep shaping, just keep being safe. All right, so that's basically it. You know, it's cleaned up, looks pretty good. I'm gonna go through with my dime tip bar on my MS 170 and just kind of clean some up in here so there's not so many chainsaw marks, and kind of just do a little bit more shaping. You know, I can get in there a little better with that bar, so kind of clean it up and just make it look a little bit nicer. If you don't have one, that's okay. You've come this far, and honestly, I'm sure you've got a nice piece. And if you don't, no big deal. Wood burns. Grab another piece and start over. It's important that your chain is sharp. Don't be doing this with something dull. Keep your chains sharp. As long as they're sharp, you shouldn't have to stop and sharpen in the middle of this carving. I mean, this is just pine, if you're carving out of pine. Yeah, just gonna clean this up some. All right, boys and girls, that's it. There's your heart in a log. Mine's a little lopsided, but that happens, you know. Not too bad. Listen, if you attempt this carving, it is at your own risk. Just want to state that again. You know, there can be some dangers in using chainsaws this way, and just got to be safe, got to be careful, got to be smart about it. I'm sure somebody will nitpick the way that I'm doing this and the way that I'm carving and all that, and that's fine. I'm doing things the way I'm comfortable. You should do things the way you're comfortable, but make sure you're comfortable with your saw before you attempt this project. You know, there's a lot of kickback with the bar, a lot of kickback with that saw just coming back, you know, and I mean, you know, it's a saw. That thing will tear you up quick. Just can't stress that enough. Be careful. Wear your chaps, wear boots, wear anything you can that's going to protect you from getting shredded from your chainsaw. This is as far as I'm going to take you on this project though today. I'll end up using my saber tooth bits on some die grinders and probably getting in here and cleaning this up and doing a little more shaping. But really, if you don't have those things, you can call this thing a done deal, good to go, you know. Slap a little red paint on there and done. People love it. Alright, so if you made it this far, maybe you've watched the video over a few times and you're really attempting this, you know, hopefully you've got something cool going on, something similar. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. You know, if you've watched it this far and you have no even desire to even attempt a carving this, hit subscribe. Show me the support, you know. Throw me a thumbs up on here. That's great. I appreciate those. I want to see that stuff. I really want this channel to grow. I mean, if people are really enjoying these things, I'm going to continue to do these videos and do them well. We get a bunch of subscribers on here, and I will get some new video equipment and all that, and make these videos look even better. You know, with that said, this is it for today. I want to thank you guys for watching. Be sure to check out some other videos popping up, and I'll see you next time.